Hey, welcome back. So, what are NFTs? Like, what actually are they? Is it like, people say smart contract. Is it an actual legally binding contract? Is it just an image? What is it? Right? So, let's talk about this. NFTs, again, are non-fungible tokens, and they live on the blockchain, right? Mostly the Ethereum blockchain. We support Ethereum and Zilliqa and probably a few other blockchains down the road. But let's talk about Ethereum. So, an NFT that is on Ethereum is a few things. One, it's code, right? So everything on the blockchain is code. And so we're not going to dive into the technical specifications behind what kind of code or how the code operates, but just know that there is code that runs on the blockchain. It can never be changed. So once you put that code up there, once you make your NFT, that's it. It's forever, right? And so you need to make sure what you're doing is, correct, obviously. But an NFT now is an asset that lives on the blockchain. And this asset can be owned. It could be controlled. It could be held by you, by your neighbor, right? Anyone that's got a wallet could hold an NFT in that wallet. And the way this works is, well, let's take a step back. Let's go back to the blockchain aspect. The way that there is code on the blockchain is from something called a smart contract, right? A smart contract, again, is code. And this smart contract is your own little area on the blockchain that you control, that you put up there, or maybe someone else controls it, right? And you're interacting with that code. You take some code, you put it up on the blockchain, that is your smart contract, and then within that smart contract is where your NFTs live. So on Mintable, when you make a store, for example, that store is actually you deploying some code to the blockchain. You put that code on the blockchain and you own it, you control it. You can't change it, obviously, but you're the only person that can interact with that to make new NFTs. And then when that store is up, it's on the blockchain, you make an NFT, what happens is there's some code that runs and your NFT is now created within that smart contract and it lives there. And what we'll do is we say, okay, your address created the first NFT in this smart contract and therefore you are the owner of NFT number 1. And then if you go and transfer it to me, for example, then now the smart contract is going to say, okay, NFT number 1 has now been given to Zach, and now he is the owner of that. And then if I trade it, same thing. The process continues, right? And you'll be able to track who owns this. And this all happens in a decentralized manner with no party that controls it. There's no way for you to stop it from running unless you put that into the code, but on Mintable, we don't have a way for you to do that. So it's a decentralized manner of executing code forever. And that's what the smart contract is. So your NFT is a token living in that smart contract that's got a unique value behind it, a unique identifier, right? Like a serial number. So token number 1, token number 2, token number 99, whatever token that you have, it's got a unique ID. And this is where you get into the realm of NFTs cannot be forged, NFTs cannot be replicated, NFTs are unique. And the reason that this is because on your smart contract is an address, like your email address. If I email, let's just say, the president of the United States at gmail.com, right? That is going to go to one person. There's only one person with that email address. And it's the same for your smart contract. You've got an address, and you're the only one that has that address ever. So what that means is that when you make a smart contract and your NFTs, you get a unique address that everyone can verify was yours. You made it. You're the one that controls it. These are where your NFTs live. So this is how we get into the no forgery aspect. If I copy your artwork or if I copy everything about your NFTs and then I go make my own smart contract, they're different addresses. It's a different email address. So people are going to see that when they try to interact with it. The other idea behind their uniqueness is the token identifier, the unique serial number of your token. So when you make token number 1, you will not be able to make another token number 1. If you make a duplicate, it's going to be token number 2. So if you make an addition of 10 items on your NFT, and I have item number 1 and you have item number 10, some people would say that item number 1 is more valuable than item number 10, just because the numbers, right? So, it's a serial number 1, and here's a serial number 10. Number 1 is going to be more valuable, right, in their opinion. And this is something else that allows for this uniqueness, where you can make these creative avenues of economic value behind your NFT by doing something like, well, if you have token number 1 through 10, I'm going to give you X. And if you have token number 10 through 100, you're not going to get as much as X. Maybe you're going to get Y. That is the uniqueness of the token, the uniqueness of the smart contract. But now let's talk about the ability to interact with your NFT and transfer that NFT. When you transfer that NFT, the ownership is, transferred, right? So if you send your NFT to me, I own it. You no longer have access to it. So that means that I am now the only person that could transfer it. I'm the only person that can interact with it, and you can't. So you've just given up your rights of ownership. And this also allows for you to do unique things, right? Obviously, the very common thing is you could just give it to someone and, say, hey, you know what? You subscribe to my YouTube channel. Here's a free NFT. And they have this NFT that they can hold, they can display, they can trade, sell it, elsewhere. Or you can directly sell it to them and say, hey, you know what? I'm doing 10 very rare NFTs. Go ahead and buy them, right? Here's the price. They're up for sale for a day. And you can do that as well. But there is an additional thing that you can do, which is allow for you to have a redeemable NFT where maybe one of your followers bought your NFT and now, you're a musician and you want to have, a way to redeem your NFT as a concert ticket. So you say, hey, if you bought my NFT for the next year, I'm going to give you free access to any of my concerts. You just send me the NFT at whenever you want and tell me the concert you want and I'll give you a ticket. But you don't even have to go that far. You can literally just say, hey, show me your NFT at the door and we'll let you in. So this is what an NFT is. It's an item that lives on some code on the blockchain. It can be interacted with globally, no matter where you are. If you're in China, if you're in Mexico, if you're in London, you can interact with that NFT in that global network, the blockchain. You can transfer this NFT. It allows for you to track who's owned it. It allows for you to have some ownership rights and say, hey, I'm the only person in the world that owns token number 9 on this contract. And that can never be replicated. No one else will ever be able to duplicate your contract and that token. They can copy everything, but it's going to be on a different contract with a different address and a different token number. It's different. It's not the same. And this is the benefit to NFTs. And this is why NFTs are unique. This is why NFTs are non-forgeable. And this is why there's that scarcity and rarity factor within NFTs.